Pretty much everything I've made since I started making anything had texture in it. It's just something that I always liked. I've now been working on this process for 20 years, but the forms evolve, the colours change, and what I'm thinking about when I'm making them, what my motivations are, change. My name is Joseph Harrington. I'm a glass sculptor working in glass, ice and salt. So when I first get a block out, I don't have a fully formed idea of what it's going to be. I like to start on something that's a generic form, like a block or a circle or something that hasn't quite got the character in it yet. And then kind of read the ice as it's going, a bit like a stone carver would read a piece of stone. The initial stage is the carving of the ice, and that gives you the rough form. On top of that, I will then add the salt, which then really eats into the form and gives you the really detailed textures. The nature of placing the salt on the ice is creating erosions and creating surfaces that are almost like mini landscapes. So I spent a period of time looking at landscapes of where I've travelled and trying to not replicate them, because you can never replicate a landscape. It's just trying to get the essence of the landscape within the sculpture. This way of creating with the ice and the salt really had an affinity with that. What I want to create in the final pieces aren't necessarily totally organic or totally man-made. Really, it's about my own procrastination. I need to get something done. The part of the process that really grips me is when you're pouring the plaster onto the ice. You have the plaster that's a liquid going to solid and ice that's a solid going to a liquid. And it's where these two materials meet. I really like the ephemeral nature of the ice, that you're working to a time scale. You need to slice it, you need to make decision making that's your own and have some kind of mystery in the object. So it's a balance between making something look organic and like it's been interfered with. Working with the ice and the salt became a way of generating texture without even touching something. So it's more of a magic of how you make two materials work together.